Hello and welcome folks to another pre-modern video. And today, Jesus, do we have a spicy one. We're going to be playing in the Magic Online bi-weekly league, and what I chose for this week is going to be a very interesting combo deck. This is the deck list that Flint, I can't remember his name, but he's like, they call him the Prince of Premodern, and he is one of the main proponents of the format. Very, very good player, and he won the North American Championships in Boston in LobsterCon this year with this deck list with one small change. I added a second Cabal Therapy over the fourth Duress, but let's go over the deck list. This is kind of a two-card Monty, is that what they call it? But like, there's a couple of combos in this deck, and they kind of all work together, which is very, very cool. So let's start with the beginning. The main combo the deck has is Hermit Druid. The way that this works is you untap with Hermit Druid, you activate its ability for a single green mana, you mill your entire deck. What happens next? Well, you have a Cross and Reclamation. So what you do is you flash back the Cross and Reclamation, shuffling 2 Reanimates back into your deck. So you draw those Reanimates. Once you draw those Reanimates, you reanimate, you target Sutured Ghoul. Sutured Ghoul is a 7-drop that has Trample, and when it ETBs, you exile a number of creatures from your graveyard, and then it has power equal to the amount of toughness, and power to the amount of power, and toughness to the amount of toughness. So what you do is you exile a bunch of Phyrexian Dreadnoughts, you make like a very, very healthily powered Sutured Ghoul, and then you trigger Dragon Breath, which is a bulk common from Scourge that it gives the creature haste, and when a creature with mana value 6 or greater ETBs, you can return this from your graveyard to the battlefield, attaching that creature, and it's free. So you conveniently you do mill the Hermit Druid with you mill the Dragon Breath with the Hermit Druid, which means that the Sutured Ghoul is going to trigger it. So after you do that, you simply swing with a very, very large ghoul, and that ends the game. You can also, since we're playing Phyrexian Dreadnought, you can also play the Stifle Vision Charm, which if you've been watching my videos, you should be pretty familiar with, because I'm kind of obsessed with this combo. This is one of my favorite things to be doing in Premodern right now. So we are doing Phyrexian Dreadnought Stifle Vision Charm things. A bunch of decks just simply cannot beat that, so that's also very nice. We can also Worldly Tutor for whichever piece of the combo we're missing, versus some decks. Obviously, we're going to Dreadnought if we have the Stifle combo set up as well. And overall, we're mostly, I imagine we're going to be doing Worldly Tutor for Hermit Druid. But if we happen to need mana, for example, you can also Worldly Tutor for Elvish Spirit Guide. And you can also Worldly Tutor for some cyber cards as well. Be it Sylvan Safekeeper, be it Octavi, however, Sex Monkeys. That's the official name for this card. So you do have a little bit of a sideboard thing going on, like a cyber toolbox going on there. And the rest of the deck is a bunch of mana, 22 lands, which I thought was very, very good. And this is a kind of an innovation from Flint himself. A bunch of the lists prior to Flint's list were playing something like 20 lands or maybe less. But this is a deck that really, really wants to hit its third land drop, because a play pattern that happens a lot is you upkeep, activate, or you activate Druid on your opponent's end step. On your own upkeep, you flash back the Cross and Reclamation, so you draw the Reanimate on that turn, and then you need the third land in order to cast the Reanimate. So the deck is not super mana hungry, but it needs to find its third land drop in order to do its thing in a comfortable fashion. Of course, you also want Load of Spell because you are kind of an all-in combo deck. You do have some interaction with the Duress and the Cabal Therapies, but you're kind of like stuck on that. So the reason why I chose to go with the second Cabal Therapy over the fourth Duress is that the cards that get you are fairly specific, right? You don't get got by any other things besides stuff like Swords to Plowshares or like Tormod Script or whatever. But there are a couple of cards that the rest doesn't get, which do get got by therapy, namely Meddling Mage in particular, or other kinds of creatures that answers your enchantments or your artifacts. So because of that, I wanted to do a little bit more closer of a split. Also, the synergy with like your Hermit Druid is also a thing. And also, if you happen to draw your Ghoul, you can still win when you Cabal Therapy yourself, naming Sutured Ghoul. The same is true for like Dragon Breath, or I guess you can do the same thing with Duress. But for whenever you draw specifically your Sutured Ghoul, that's a thing too. And the final thing, which I thought was genius, absolutely genius, is Shallow Grave. And you would imagine, oh yeah, Shallow Grave, another reanimate effect. Yes, that is true. And it's also a reanimate effect that does not require you to have the Dragon Breath in the graveyard. So if you happen to draw the Dragon Breath, this skill still does a thing. But the genius thing is that Shallow Grave is actually against removal, against lightning bolt decks and stuff like that. Your opponent's going to be killing your Hermit Druid basically on sight, right? So what you can do is on your opponent's end step, you Shallow Grave your Druid back into play, you activate it on your end step, then on your upkeep you cross on Reclamation. And because Shallow Grave says at the beginning of the next end step, since it's your opponent's end step already, that means that it's going to go onto your own end step, meaning that you even get the Hermit Druid Cabal Therapy value on the way out. So that's definitely a hard-working Druid right there. This is going to be the main deck. In the side where we have some Ray of Revelations, very conveniently, cards that get put into the graveyard by the Druid, so if you can set things up properly, you're going to be able to get like a flashback or two from Ray of Revelation. Obviously, if you naturally draw it, like, this card is absolutely fantastic. This has felt like one of the most powerful cards in Premodern, honestly, considering that it's basically guaranteed 2-for-1 versus a bunch of different decks. An extra copy of Vision Charm is there to protect your Dreadnoughts in the matchups where you want to go for the Dreadnought combo more often. Second copy of Suture Ghoul seems pretty solid to me versus targeted graveyard decks. That is, decks that are playing Fire Action Furnace or something like, what's his name? Withered Wretch. And the way to work around that is with Exhume, right? Exhume doesn't target, so if you have two Sutured Ghouls in your graveyard, if your opponent exiles one of them, you can still bring the other one back, which is pretty cool. The fourth Shallow Grave, as I just said, it's pretty good against bolt decks and stuff like that. The Exhumes not only can do that trick with the second Sutured Ghoul, but also the Exhume can be very useful when your opponent's pressuring your life total very harshly. You're playing a 4 City of Brass, and then everything is a pain land basically in your deck, besides the 4 Gemstone Mine and the 2 Reflecting Pools, so you're going to be hitting yourself pretty consistently. So decks like Sligh or something like that may be able to race you, and in that case you can just use Exhume to basically gain 7 life because you don't take 7 from the reanimate. A third copy of Cabal Therapy is there when Cabal Therapy is good. Flaring Pain, same deal as Ray of Revelation, is something that you can that can get around, and you can flash back for a single red mana. And what this does is it gets around Solitary Confinement. So if your opponent has Solitary Confinement and is protecting it with the Grove, the 1 green mana that gives all of your enchantments Shroud, you can still win through that thanks to Flaring Pain. So that's actually a very, very cool piece of tech. Octavia Orangutan, obviously, whenever you want to be destroying artifacts. Sylvan Safekeeper, whenever you want to be protecting your creatures from Swords to Plowshares and removal like that. And a second copy of Cross and Reclamation is kind of just Graveyard Hate, which is pretty cool. So this is like a card that you're main decking because it's part of your combo, but it's also randomly Graveyard Hate, which is nice. This deck looks like an absolute blast to play, and I think that I'm going to be making a ton of mistakes. So let's learn together as we go through this. And if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. You can also support the content. First of all, if you are interested in making buys on Mana Traders or TCG Players that you see up there, those are sponsors of the channel. So you can find in the description of the video down below links that you can use whenever you use their services. If you use those links, you're going to be supporting the channel for free, which is very cool. And if you would like to sign up to Patreon, you would like to make donations so I can play any deck list of your choosing, any format that you would like, or if you would like to book coaching sessions with me, that is also available. All of the information is in the description of the video down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for round number 1. All right, let's see what we got going on here. This is a turn 1 Dreadnought. All right. I mean, I'm not gonna not go for turn 1 Dreadnought, right? Flooded Strand. Plains into Mom. Okay. Well, that's a very good draw. So I'm gonna play my land, and I think I'm just gonna pass. If my opponent plays another Flooded Strand, I can Stifle. And then my plan is to next turn go Cabal Therapy, Ramosian Sergeant. Okay. Tireless Tribe. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna do our thing here. So Therapy for Plowshares, of course. Good old STP. Swords to Plowshares. What do you got over there? Divine Sacrament. Okay. Interesting. Well, here's my 12-12. Yep. That's what I got. So my opponent could have the I played against this opponent in the playoffs, and they were playing this very interesting Tireless Strive deck. So it looks like they're on the same list. I didn't quite get to see their entire deck list though, so I know that they have the Tapper. So I wonder if my opponent is going to be playing around Stifle. Because if they, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Like, even if they have the Tapper, it's basically Swords to Plowshares or bust. Because I can just beat anything else with Stifle. Play the city. So let's serve. Here's 12 damage. My opponent can block with Tireless Strive. Oh, they just take 12? Okay. Well, I just passed the turn. And we're gonna Stifle this thing. Dude, Stifle has been so impressive. Stifle has been such an impressive card. I am just every time I play a Dreadnought deck, I am so impressed by how powerful Stifle ends up being. We could Worldly Tutor next turn to set up the combo. That's fine. I don't think Mom doesn't really do anything here. Just activated Mom for value. They did take a point of damage there in the process as well. Let's see what they do here. This is such an aggressive deck. We could get another Dreadnought, actually. I just realized that this is Mother of Runes. And in the other match that I played, I was saying, oh, they could give protection to Mom. They could use Mom to give protection to Tireless Strive. And I just realized that this is colorless. Like, that doesn't work. I was confused by Giver of Runes, which can actually do that. So, yeah. Wow. Just another reason why Dreadnought is sick. I guess that it has the downside that it gets got by what's his name, right? Oh, this interaction is just so sweet. It gives me, it makes me feel things, you know? What do we want to do here? Do we just not even cast this Worldly Tutor? I can't cast a Worldly Tutor, though. I think I'm just gonna get the Hermit. I think I'm just gonna get the Hermit, because getting the Hermit allows me to not have to throw away this Stifle. So I'm just gonna swing for 12. My opponent's gonna have to discard a couple of cards to this Tireless Strive, and that means that we get to attack on a different axis. It does show my opponent what we're up to, right? Like, it does show them that we are playing the Hermit Druid deck. This is still lethal. They have to discard something else, so they're gonna have to probably discard the Gemstone Mine. Sure. So they do discard the Gemstone, and I wonder whether they're just gonna let it go, because they can discard one more card, and that should be enough. And here they take a point to activate here. I think I'm just going to let this go. They do get Whip Quarter, which is what I suspected. This card's really good. The good thing is, like, we have two lethal threats. They discard the Mom. Okay, so they hold on to the Tireless Strive. We're gonna play this thing, and we're gonna pass the turn. We have Crossroad Reclamation in hand, so I can't do anything. I'm going to have to wait, what, 2 more turns? I'm going to be stifling this Whip Quarter trigger anyway, I think. I still need 1 more land. This deck, actually, I just realized that it can't go off without the land. So the game plan, like, the idea is that you use Crossroad Reclamation to shuffle a couple of Reanimates into your deck, right? Yeah, now I'm just regretting not going for another Dreadnought. I think that was just a better game plan, straight up. I wanted to save the Stifle to counter the Whip Quarter, but in doing, I mean, now that we have perfect information, so we're just gonna win now. But it's still rough. I think that was a mistake. It's kind of a sweet deck, right? Like, it has some pretty polarizing is the way to say it. No, it has like pretty different game plans is what I'm trying to say. And Maya Coast. If I attack here, if I Stifle, I can steal combo next turn. And I attack for 12. Opponent goes down to 4 if they want to activate this. So I imagine they're not going to. They're going to put 1, 2, up to 5 toughness in front of it. That's very much not enough. So we're just going to Stifle the Whip Quarter trigger. Shout out to Stifle. once again being sick. Stifle once again being absolutely sick. I mean, I don't think what they can get for CMC2 that saves them. Another Whipcorder, yeah, it's not enough toughness, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. They take exactly lethal. Yeah. All right, sweet. Game 2. So here is when things get interesting. So my opponent is attacking from... They're tapping my things. So I think I want Sylvan Safekeeper. They're going to be tapping my things. They're going to be like plowing and stuff. So I think I want the Safekeepers. What else? With Safekeeper, like the therapy feels so much better. Like the second therapy. Like the original list had 4 duresses, 1 therapy, so made that switch right there. I think we can cut a Shallow Grave. Maybe 2 Shallow Graves actually. And what? I don't think we want the Extra Vision Charm. We may want Flaring Pain. Maybe. Just maybe. The Dreadnought plan has felt pretty good though. I think we're going to be playing a long game, so we just got the Spirit Guide. It's not like my opponent has the option to pressure me very quickly. They can pressure me for sure, but not very quickly. Alright, what do we got here? We have turn 2 Hermit, but we kind of lose to everything. Sure. This is a hand that does allow me to play the long game though, which is very nice. Alright. That means we win on turn 3. So let's play Coast first, so we can Stifle if we need to. I'm probably stifling a fetch land, actually. 2 mana for Whipcorder. That's fine. So now I can Reflecting Pool, play Hermit. Okay, play Hermit. Say go. They can plow Hermit, but next turn I just activate, reanimate, and win. We'll lose to STP. I'm going for it, right? And I'm just gonna. Okay, there we go. Source of Plowshares. I was gonna go for it anyway. Damn, so many 1/1s. Maybe I should have waited to find a Sylvan Safekeeper. I don't know. Feels like I'm not supposed to do that. I guess I could have waited for that. I'm gonna chill now. I'm gonna save this duress for the turn where I actually drop another Hermit if I draw it. Okay, that's a lot of pressure. That's a heck of a lot of pressure now. So this is what? 9 points of damage. This 2-turn clock. Ugh, that's brutal. Dreadnought. Alright, so duress you. Another Whipcorder. Don't think there's too much that I can do. Like I mean I just have to do this, otherwise I'm just dead. So I'm going to, but I think we're just dead here. Yeah, maybe I was a little bit too. I mean I did have the turn 3 kill, right? So it kind of feels like I'm supposed to go for it. Maybe it's too greedy. But in the end, seeing how the game ended up playing, I think it was correct for me to do it because my opponent would have, like, it wouldn't have given me that much time. Ooh, we're going aggro over there. Okay. Gonna play second Whipcorder? I don't see why not. Go down to 2. An opponent does cast... Oh! What? Volcanic Spray. 1 damage to each creature without flying and each player. Huh. That's funny. Alright, game number 3. That's very good against my Sylvan Safekeepers, let's just say that. Huh. Am I supposed to just play more Cabal Therapy? I don't think I want Ray of Revelation. They do have that Pseudo Crusade, but I don't think that matters too much. I don't think my life total is... Particularly when I'm on the play, I don't think my life total gets hit so quickly that I won't Exhume. I could be completely butchering this, but I think this... Yeah. Okay, what do we got here? Turn 1 Druid. Turn 1 Druid that can go get a backup Druid? Yeah, okay. I mean, this seems like a pretty good hand. I mean, I could go get Oli. I can go get Oli Rad, then play Hermit Druid. I think... we do get absolutely destroyed by the red card that they just showed me, though. Like, we get absolutely butchered by it. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to go for it. So, turn 1 Druid. Then we're going to, turn 2, we're going to activate Druid. Turn 3, on upkeep, we put both things on top, then we untap and we reanimate and kill them. There's the STP, unsurprisingly. We're gonna get another one this coming turn and force another Swords to Plowshares from my opponent. Flooded Strand for basic island. Meddling Mage? Okay. Well, I don't have removal for this, so they name Dreadnought. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna go for it here. Where is it? Hermit, number 2. Green and 1. Play Petal. And I can win on my upkeep here, right? Upkeep, activate, 2 mana, 1 thing. Yeah, we're good. Oh, they found the red removal spell. That sucks. That sucks. So if I do draw removal number 3, and this also makes me happy that I didn't go for the other line, right? Where I just try to protect it with Ole, because like I would have gotten absolutely destroyed by that thing. Yeah, we're dead now probably. I mean, we can just draw another Druid, or I can even draw Reanimate. The good thing about this is that it enables I guess that actually doesn't. I need to draw Shadowgrave because Reanimate doesn't quite work. Yeah, my opponent's gonna be able to like start fetching for lands, but I don't think that does anything anyway. So like I'm either dying to their pressure or I'm not. So yeah, so my best draw is Shadowgrave because this is a sorcery. So if I draw Shadowgrave, I'm kind of good to go. I mean, I guess I'm setting up for next turn. We can't actually win right now. Mishra's Factory. Okay, that's clock. How am I so good at this game? How am I so good at this game? Factory activated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Definitely want an upkeep stop. Down to 3 we go. Flooded Strand. Fetch. Meddling Mage. There's no way they name Shadowgrave, so I think I'm good with this. So the plan here is end step Shadowgrave Druid activate. And this allows me to... I guess they can name Reanimate if they know what's up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, can I just hardcast the Ghoul? I think I can just hardcast the Ghoul. Yeah, so they should name Reanimate. If they name Reanimate, they make things very hard for me. I still get 1 Cabal Therapy out of this deal right here. So maybe that's good enough to win. Leaving Death. Close, but not quite. 1 and black. Top creature from my graveyard comes into play. And I think I'm supposed to activate this now. I guess I can even cast... What's his name right now? Oh, I guess I can't reanimate. Oh, holy shit. Okay. I didn't think about that. I'm at 3. So... Did I mess this up? This is 7 mana, so I guess I can just hardcast this. Shuffles up to 2 target creatures from their graveyard. Yeah, I can just hardcast that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Have 3 black sources and painless ones too, which is nice. Yep. We're just gonna name... We're just gonna name Swords to Plowshares. So any order, yes. Any order is fine. Then we're gonna cast Cross on Reclamation. I choose target player, and we're gonna shuffle Sutured Ghoul into my deck. Okay. Gonna cast green and 1. Man, I'm so unsure about this deck. I'm just making every play extremely slowly and just like double checking and I'm still messing up. So I guess that the thing to name was Cross on Reclamation. Now that I fully know what's up, the thing to name was Cross on Reclamation. So Cabal Therapy U, sack that, name Swords to Plowshares. For 1 mana, I think that should be the only thing that gets me here, right? Swords to Plowshares. I guess we're about to find out. Annul City of Brass. That doesn't do it. 1, 2, black, black. 1, black, black. Place Sutured Ghoul. Trigger Dragon Breath. Exile number of target creatures. Dreadnought, Dreadnought, Dreadnought. That is what, like, that is 36 as is. Gonna exile 1 Olive for good measure. Casual 36, 36, dude. I'm just gonna exile everything. Let's go big. Go big or go home, right? Out of targets. It's a 54-54. I would like to trigger my Dragon Breath, please. What a wild deck. I played not very well, but I got outrageously lucky. I sideboarded like crap, and I still got outrageously lucky. Trample. Wow. What a deck. Lots to learn about this one. Looking forward to it. Very, very much looking forward to it. Alright, second round with Angry Hermit. This hand does not do anything, so we'll ship it. This hand does do something, actually. So we can go turn 1, Coast into Tutor. Turn 2, Hermit. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand. Bottom the Underground River. Even if my Hermit dies, we have the Shallow Grave trick, so seems great. So let's, opponent goes turn 1, Treetop Village. Okay, so we drew the Reanimate. What does that mean? Reanimate means that we get to win on turn 3 now, which is great. Oops, almost F6 there. Whew. Alright, so end step, Worldly Tutor. Opponent seems to be on the rock, even though they are mono green over there. So here's my Hermit Druid. Let's see if it's gonna be enough to get the W. Okay, there's the Black Swamp. They have black mana now, but if they use it to kill the Hermit, then they're not gonna have it to like to discard something from my hand. Okay, so we're just playing against the rock, and it looks like they just tapped out. So I think we got the win here. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything that my opponent can do for like a single green mana, but I don't think there's anything. So, yep, activate this bad boy. Mill my entire deck. Any order because it doesn't matter. Reanimate Citrus Ghoul. There we go. Gonna exile 1 Dreadnought, 2 Dreadnoughts, 3, 4 Dreadnoughts. That seems big enough. Say okay. Trigger Dragon Breath. Say yes. Swing for the casual 48. Seems decent. Boom. Alright. Game number 2. So, I imagine this matchup's gonna be interesting. So first of all, I do like Shallow Grave because it does feel like my opponent's gonna be able to answer my stuff. Safekeeper is weird because Safekeeper dies to Pernicious Deed, which is going to be one of the main ways that my opponent gets to interact. I'm just realizing that I can't beat a Withered Wretch besides going for the Dreadnought plan. Like, if my opponent resolves Withered Wretch, that's it. I'm just DOA if my opponent resolves a Withered Wretch, because I have no removal to speak of. I can't duress it away, so I would need to just like get very lucky on Therapy it away. Yeesh, that's rough. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Do we want Exhume is the question. I could cut maybe like 2 Reanimates for 2 Exhumes. This means that if my opponent happens to like really pressure my life total, I am like I have the option to go for Exhume, which is more, you know, mana requiring, but I can kind of do my thing. I think I'm just gonna bring Imbution Charm. Like I think I need to just figure out like an alternative route because I'm not gonna be able to beat a Withered Wretch. How about Safekeep? I kind of want all in, mostly to protect my Dreadnought. I mean, this game plan like. Just Scoops versus... I'm going to cut a couple of petals because I don't think I want to... I mean, I'm going to bring them back on the play. On the play, I'm going to try to be a lot more proactive. But on the draw... So, I think I want to cut 1 Tutor. On the draw, my opponent's going to have the upper hand. So I think I want to make sure that I can interact with what they're doing. Yeah, it sucks that I'm not going to... Like, Pernicious Deed is going to be a problem. Because Pernicious Deed really... I guess Stifle is what I can do. We got the Worldly Tutor, we got Duress. Am I keeping this hand? Am I keeping this hand? It is nice and proactive. I think I'm gonna keep it. So I assume that my opponent's gonna have like a bunch of discard and whatnot, and like whatever they name, it's not super likely to hit. Like they're not gonna name Worldly Tutor, right? They're gonna name something like Hermit or whatever. So I think that this therapy is gonna miss. Like sure, my opponent's gonna be able to like do something else if they want to, but this also gives me the out of going for the Dreadnought plan. The question is whether I want to duress on 2 or whether I want to tutor. Yeah. So there we go. They do name Druid. Okay, so I'm gonna duress then, because then next turn I can just duress plus something else. They're gonna be able to like play a wall and flashback, but well that sucks. So I guess I'm gonna take the therapy. No, I'm gonna take duress. Yeah, so they're probably gonna name Worldly Tutor, but I think that's fine. I don't know, maybe they name Dreadnought. But yeah, if I take the duress, then if I take the duress, then my opponent gets to know. Oh, they drew duress. Okay, that sucks. Because now they can take my duress and then take the Worldly Tutor. So that sucks. Oh, okay. Well, time to draw. time to draw Stifle. That was a good draw for them. So if I take Living Wish, they kind of have nothing going on, so I'm gonna take the Living Wish. They can therapy the Dreadnought and then we are on nothing, but then I can just draw, I can draw Hermit or something. Oh, okay, Wall of Roots. Stifle. No Stifle. Never lucky. Never lucky. Alright, we're just gonna play Gemstone Mine and pass the turn. So now they're gonna therapy away the Dreadnought, and we're gonna be on nothing. Kind of unlucky that we kept a 3 spell hand, and in 4 draw steps we only found 1 land. We only found 1 more spell. Oh wow. Really? So I think that my opponent is trying to pressure me here because I guess that they saw Reanimate, so it's very interesting. Well, so they're gonna be able to Vendetta my Dreadnought if they want to, but they take 12 in the process. Okay. So I don't know how much they can do that. Therapy, yeah, they're gonna name Dreadnought here, but we have Reanimate, so we can reanimate. So if we draw Stifle, we can still combo, which is pretty funny. Wait, oh, they didn't name Dreadnought? Interesting. They named Dragon Breath. Why would they name Dragon Breath? Oh, because I have enough mana to just like combo and Dragon Breath the Dreadnought to swing for 12. That's kind of sweet, but like it just doesn't work because if they put the Dragon Breath in the graveyard, like the Dreadnought triggers it anyway. Well, that's a good draw. Okay, so we have infinite lands. So I'm gonna save some life here. I'm gonna play Sylvan Safekeeper. Pass the turn. Opponent's got Vendetta, but I don't care too much. It's gonna be a matter of can I find Stifle or Vision Charm before my opponent just kills me with this 3-top. Okay, so they found a threat here. What is this? Ravenous Baloth? Okay, that's fine. Play Baloth. Sutured Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That sucks. Well, just gonna pass the turn. It's not too much I can do. Please, opponent, sack to gain 4 life. I mean, the good thing is, if we do find a Stifle, we probably just win, right? We just dropped Dreadnought, and we just have protection with Ole, so should be fine. Vendetta. I probably can't let that happen, huh? So this creature, I'm gonna sack that land. I think that's basically my opponent just casting their spell. Because like they know this is gonna happen, so they can use their mana. But they should have done it on my end step, I think. Wall of Roots also dead. Almost dead. They have Deed? Wait, why did they just throw away a Vendetta? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, take 4 here. Down to 8. Hermit Druid. Alright. We drew our goals, so I guess we need to draw specifically one of my 2 Cabal therapies now. It's pretty hilarious. So they're gonna be able to sack Druid for 2. To sack Deed for 2, I mean. They don't. Huh. Okay. Therapy. Alright. Please name Sutured Ghoul. Please name Sutured Ghoul for me. Reanimate. All right. So that's gone. Okay. So at this point, I think I'm dead. And I don't think there's anything I can do. 5th Discord spell. So Reanimate is gone. Point attacks with Baloth. I go to 4. They can still activate Pernicious Deed whenever they want. Now with Sutured Ghoul in hand, there's nothing really that I can do, unfortunately. Is there anything against Shallow Grave? Not really. I mean, I guess I could do a cool play where I mean, it's not going to do anything, but I'm just thinking about this right now, this interaction right now, and I think it's hilarious. So I could play Dreadnought, then activate Hermit, target myself, flip my entire deck, Shallow Grave, with this trigger on the stack, Shallow Grave, another Dreadnought, and then sack this Dreadnought to the other Dreadnought so I can swing for 12. Which is, I mean, it's kind of funny that I can do it, but it doesn't really achieve anything. which is that I just thought it was a hilarious thing that we can do. Alright, so I still don't think I want this card, the second copy of this card. I probably do want the Shallow Grave. Safekeeper seems legit. Maybe cut a Vision Charm for another Worldly Tutor. Discard spells are fine. I think this is reasonable. I think this is very, very reasonable. Alright, what is this? Damn, another Dragon Breath hand. Another awkward hand. I think I'm gonna keep this though. So we get to go turn 1. I think I'm gonna go turn 1 River. I guess I could go turn 1 City into Reflecting Pool. That seems fine. Opponent did keep 7. But the good thing is, like, if they do name Hermit Druid with their thing, get it back. So they're gonna take Reanimate here, and I'm just gonna slam. Wait, what? No, that's not what you were supposed to take. All right, here's a Druid. So I don't think my opponent understands how the combo works, or they are just like leveling me, and I don't understand what the point of this is. Like, I want these to be in my graveyard. Are they playing around me like Hermit Druid into Dragon Breath so I can activate it on the same turn or something? Is that what's going on? So they name Reanimate here, which makes sense. Now I cannot win on turn 3. Gonna have to wait till turn 4 for lethal. And I guess we do lose to Withered Wretch. Oh, that's the way to beat Withered Wretch. I have 2 ghouls in my deck. Yeah, that's the way to beat Withered Wretch. I mean, I guess I can't beat it straight up. Like, I still need to big draw. Big draw. But yeah, so Exhume plus having 2 Withered Wretches. That's how I can win. So now we get Safekeeper. So we have to put a stop on my upkeep so I don't lose the game. And I guess we do lose to, what's his name, right? We do lose to, any order is fine. We do lose to, like Coffin Purge or something like that. So Cross and Reclamation, target me, put 2 Reanimates on top, Reanimate, and Reanimate on top, green and 1. So I don't lose to spot removal, don't lose to spot removal. So I guess I'm gonna therapy. What can I therapy? Coffin Purge? Naturalize. Naturalize is what beats me. Baloth, Spiritmonger, Factory. So that means they're dead. Reanimate, Sutured Ghoul for black mana. Get it back. 1 Dreadnought, 2 Dreadnoughts, 3 Dreadnoughts. 36 should do. And lethal you. Good stuff. Good stuff. This deck has been fun. It's much harder to play than I originally thought, I have to be honest. Alright, baby, time for these hermits to get angry. So I mean, this is a keep. What I'm thinking about is whether I should therapy and 1 naming Source to Plowshares in the blind, or whether I should just sit still. I mean, we can beat Lightning Bolt fairly easily because of Shallow Grave, so I think I should name Source to Plowshares. So This could be like a terrible Cabal Therapy, but I think that it's the only thing that beats me. Besides Counterspell, of course. Okay. So we're playing against another combo deck. Oath, Dragon Breath, Sterling Grove. I think her combo deck's gonna be faster. Basic Forest. Good. I cannot answer. Oh, that's interesting. I'm still gonna go for Hermit Druid here. Still gonna go for Hermit Druid. Because now what actually I can't. I was thinking that I could win on upkeep, but I actually cannot. Brushland. Putting an Oath here. They are. Alright, so I can't win here. Actually, never mind. I can win. So I just Shallow Grave. Yeah, I just have to make sure that I put the... Yeah, right? Activate, mill my entire deck. I just make sure that I put Hermit at the very top of my deck. The Ghoul at the very top of my deck. And then we should be good. I think I'm not missing anything, man. I'm still so scared. Still so scared of playing this deck. So now it actually matters. So, bottom, yeah, okay, so this is fine. So I have to hit every single card individually, which is kind of annoying. I guess I don't have to hit every single card individually. I just have to hit the creatures first. No more creatures? I don't think so. But I'm a coward, so I'm going to continue to click everything but this Citrus Ghoul. Oh, things are moving. That's scary. That is scary. This is kind of fun though. Like the fact that your graveyard order actually matters is kind of sweet. Finally. All right. Shallow Grave. Top card from the graveyard. Come back. Exile some dudes. Boom. All of the dudes have been exiled. Got a big Citrus Ghoul in play. Might as well get my Dragon Breath back for good measure. And swing. You'd love to see it. So my opponent's playing Dragon Breath over there, which makes me think that even though they're playing Oath, they may be doing something similar to what I am doing. These Ray of Revelations are coming in so fast. What else now? They could have Plow. Honestly, I didn't really see anything that would suggest that they don't have access to Swords to Plowshares. I'm going to bring in 2 Exhumes instead of 2 Reanimates because my opponent's going to be on the play, so they may get me, they get hit me with an Necroma or something. Does Corrosive Reclamation matter at all? I guess I don't think it does. Do I want Flaring Pain? They could have, they showed me Sterling Grove, and they could have something like, what's the name of the Solitary Confinement? So maybe that is, like, that's the point of Flaring Pain, like it gets around Confinement plus Grove. Duresses look fantastic, Therapy looks great. I don't think Shallow Grave's gonna be necessary, because I don't think, my opponent's removal is probably gonna be exile based. Probably gonna need Sylvian Elvish Spirit Guide as an extra source. This looks fine to me. Also, I'm just realizing that I have 4 Worldly Tutors, so maybe I should just never cut Elvish Spirit Guide. Like, maybe this is just an uncuttable card and I've been cutting it and that was just wrong. Worldly Tutor, Therapy. Hi. This hand is kind of slow, if I'm being honest. Maybe a little bit too slow. I still don't know whether this is the kind of hand that I'm supposed to keep against this kind of deck. I'm going to ship it. I'm going to try to look for something like a Duress. Well, this hand is fantastic. We get to... I guess it's not necessarily fantastic, but it's pretty solid. So, Citrus Ghoul to the bottom. Actually, it's not that great now that I think about it. Because I get to turn 1 Druid, but then I can't really do anything after that. Maybe I should have shipped this. Let's play River. I'm assuming my opponent is going to have some Swords to Plowshares. Maybe Ola should have come in. Starting to feel like maybe that would be the case. That's actually interesting. So we can play Hermit Druid and then stifle the Oath trigger. I don't think that's what I want to do. I think I can just chill here until I find some form of discard. I don't really have to do it just yet. Maybe we're just playing Parfait? Sterling Grove. Okay, there you go. So now I can't touch Oath anymore. Slightly annoying. Oh, this is nice. This is pretty nice. So what I can do now, which I'm honestly not sure if I want to do it, but it's something that I can do, is I can go for Dreadnought and then charm my own Dreadnought so that I can... Yeah, my opponent, they definitely have a way to plow. I think I should just play it. I should have played slowly. My opponent's not really putting pressure on me, so I can just wait for a duress because I have answer to seal. But yeah, so we can go Dreadnought into Vision Charm, and then because this is phased out during my opponent's turn, they don't get a dude, which is great. So they play Second Oath, which is interesting. So if I play one creature, they get 2 triggers. So what I'm trying to say is, like, they get the first trigger, but I only have 1 creature. Does the second one still trigger? I think it may. So that's kind of bad for me. I can still do the Vision Charm thing. I'm also starting to believe that maybe Ole should have probably come in. That's a Ray of Revelation. Just card casted, which is nice. Can do that on my opponent's turn. And they can sack this to get another one if they want to. But yeah, I just don't need to do anything. Eventually I'm gonna find the duress, right? Man, imagine if I had Ole in my deck. Yeah, I really messed up. This should be in my deck. It's pretty brutal. That is pretty brutal. Just passing back the turn. Another land. Here we go. I do have more mana than my opponent has. Really have to find a therapy. Yeah, I just misboarded here. Aura of Silence. Yeesh. That sucks a little bit. That sucks a little bit. Second Ray is interesting. Wow, I just get to clear their entire board. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I guess I'm gonna. Rare of Revelation, your Stelling Grove. They just let it go? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Ray of Revelation, your Aura of Silence. Get that one. Get that one. And get that one. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I should be saving the Ray for something better. I do want to start putting pressure on them. Here's a Druid. And here's this guy. And I'm gonna stifle the trigger so I can use this Vision Charm to protect this in case they have Plow. Pretty sure balance is not legal in this format. At least I hope so. Alright, opponent, what do you got? They could have double Swords to Plowshares, which would be quite bad for me. Disenchant my dude. Face it out. Disenchant result. Do we have the STP? Yes TP or no TP? Badunks. Maybe they'll attack me with Treetop. Alright, opponent taps 2 mana. Oath of Druids. Okay. So they're down to 2 mana. Okay. I think I'm going to upkeep, activate, and I'm going to put 2 Duresses on top of my deck. So any order, Cross and Reclamation, shuffle back 2 Duresses, green, and the 1. Now I'm gonna get to Duress my opponent first, then Cabal Therapy. I can sack like Dreadnought or whatever. And then I'm gonna reanimate. Swords to Plowshares. You got me. Dueling Grounds. Huh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Reanimate Stitcher Ghoul. And just like that, maybe I should have flashback Cabal Therapy, naming, what's his name, right? Should have flashbacked Cabal Therapy, naming Abandon Hope. Hasty Dude. Take 41. Boom! This deck is sick. See you for the next round. Okay, what do we got here? That is bad. Turn 2. This is a turn 2 Stifle Knot combo. Is that good enough, or do I want to ship this? We can do it through days, which is nice. I just realized that if we manage to discard the Dragon Breath somehow, then our Dreadnought's gonna trigger the Dragon Breath to give it haste, which is awesome. I don't think that's gonna happen, however. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep this hand. Setting up a turn 2 combo. And if I play out the Lotus Battle, then we can just play through days. I don't know what I'm playing against, but I think that is worth doing. Opponent moves to 6. Very interesting hand. I feel like I'm trying to figure out some very different things on the fly with this deck, which is interesting. So best case scenario is like we're getting paired against something like Goblins. This looks like Sligh potentially, so that's probably good for us. So here comes the Worldly Tutor. Go to 19 and put the Dreadnought on top. Untap, play Reflecting Pool, and I guess I cannot take 1 point of damage here if I want to just crack the pedal. I'm gonna hold on. It would really suck if I get if I lose at exactly 1 life, but I think it's fine. Seems like that was good enough. All right, so this is Sligh. Against Sligh, I want Shallow Grave. I want Exhume. Do I want Safekeeper? The Dreadnought combo seems quite strong against them. I'm gonna be cutting all 3 reanimates for the 3 Exhumes. I think I want the Lotus Petal. I want the Spirit Guide. Definitely want the Duresses. Do I want to be more all in on the Dreadnought combo by bringing in Vision Charm? I don't think so. Yeah, so my last cut could be a Hermit. I don't think it's a Worldly Tutor. Maybe one Duress. Yeah, just cut 1 Duress. Okay, let's see. Well, this is obviously going to be a mulligan. So ship this hand, doesn't do anything. This hand is really hot. Yeah, we're going to keep this hand. So keep this bottom Yavimaya Coast. And we could go turn 1 Hermit. I don't think that does anything. Actually, so I can go turn 1 Hermit. Opponent kills it. I pass the turn on turn 2. On my opponent's end step, no, I don't have enough mana. Never mind. Doesn't work. Erase it. Oh, no. That's a devastating draw. That is so bad. That is such a heinous draw. Pretty brutal that we got punished by by drawing the Dragon Breath 2 games in a row. That's devastating. And tap another Hermit Druid. All right, here's my Druid. My Druid is amazing. So now I'm gonna need some extra mana because I literally am gonna have to hardcast this Dragon Breath. I mean, I guess I can just like untap and then win on the following attack. So it's not that big of a deal. Opponent shocks the Druid and go down 3 cards in hand. So if I find the land, I think I'm gonna just replay another Druid. Mog Fanatic. Okay, I drew the land. So let's play the land. Let's play Lotus Petal. Opponent down to 1 card. Can I just block here? So I activate. I play Druid. I play Shallow Grave, sorry. Play Shallow Grave. I have 2 mana left. Activate Druid. I have only Lotus Petal. So activate Druid, everything goes to the graveyard. I untap. I spend 2 mana to cross on Reclamation. Spend 2 mana to cross on Reclamation. Because what I want to do is I want to limit the amount of time that I give my opponent before they draw Tormod's Crypt. So we untap, keep cross on Reclamation, shuffle 2 Exhumes back, cast Exhume. One interesting thing that I could do is I could go right now, Shallow Grave the Druid, activate, and unless my opponent pings the Mog Fanatic in response, I can also Cabal Therapy my opponent, which is very interesting. Alternatively, I can just play Hermit Druid. Another option, which is very interesting, is I could play a Druid. My opponent's going to ping it. Then on my opponent's end step, I Shallow Grave Hermit Druid. No, but then my opponent gets to kill the Hermit Druid and I lose. So I think that I'm just going to pass here. And I guess I can Shallow Grave now. I get to block the Jackal Pup, save some damage, or force my opponent to sack Mog Fanatic. Yeah, so we're going to activate Druid, put a stop on my upkeep. Any order is fine. So if one of my opponent's cards is Tormod's Crypt, we lose the game, but otherwise we win. Put 2 reanimates on top, reanimate, and tap. Tap 2 mana to cross on Reclamation. Opponent can't even cast Fire Blast. Target myself, put... Oh, I guess I only have one Reanimate. So cast Reanimate, cast Dragon Breath. Where are you, Reanimate? I'm gonna take 7, 8, actually. That's actually interesting. So am I supposed to get 2 cards? I Reanimate. They have 2 cards in hand. I take 7 down to 8, plus 1 down to 7. So I guess if they have Bold plus what's his name, we lose. But I think it's fine. I'm gonna put Reanimate on top, untap, play my land, Reanimate Sutured Ghoul, exile a bunch of creatures. Okay. Cast Dragon Breath, target that one. Can you kill me from 7? Again, they could have double Lightning Bolt. If their hand is double Lightning Bolt, we lose. Go to combat, take 52. Alright, we got there. 4-0. This deck is kind of sick. Okay, here we are for the last round. Damn, what a hand. Turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Tutor, turn 3 Hermit, turn 4 Win. 2 Stifles that I can cast this symbol to 5. Let's go to 6. Seems better. I don't know if that means that it's good. I'm gonna keep this one though. So keep this one. I think I'm gonna bottom the City of Brass. I'm gonna get super punished if, but I'm just gonna go end step, Worldly Tutor, draw Hermit, and then Lucky. Well, we're not going for Tutor anymore. We're going for Dreadnought, considering I'm playing against. So play Petal, play Reflecting Pool, pay 1, Dreadnought, stifle the trigger. I only went for this because I know, yeah, I know we're playing against Goblins, and Goblins, they just cannot beat this game 1. They cannot beat the turn 2 Dreadnought, so great. Well, that's very good. That's a great way to start. So now on to game number 2, things get a little bit more interesting. So first of all, this deck has looked so good. It's pretty wild how good this has looked. So I think I want the Safekeepers, and I think I want at least 2 Exhumes, so that if I'm in a low life total, particularly in the draw, I can go the Exhume route. The question is, do I want Shallow Grave or not? I think I don't need Spirit Guide, and I can probably at least cut one of the Duresses. I can probably just cut it. I still want the 1 because like it's just too free to have the 1 therapy that you just mill your entire deck and it's just there that you can just sack your Druid to. I think I'm gonna go with this. Honestly, maybe I should be considering Vision Charm as well, since the Dreadnought plan is so good against my opponent. But I assume that my opponent is going to have some answer to the Dreadnought plan post-board. Okay, 1 game away from the clean swoop. Okay, keep this. Again, this is a turn 2 Dreadnought, which I'm into. Ooh, with Cabal Therapy. What should I therapy? My opponent could have Overload. Oh, they're playing Ancient Tomb for Matron. Okay, we'll see what they'll get. Maybe they'll get the Goblin that they sack and destroys an artifact. Yeah, Tinker. That makes sense. So now we know what to therapy. Well, we're still gonna go for it here. Play Reflecting Pool, play Lotus Petal. We're gonna go play Dreadnought, Vision Charm, face out Dreadnought, sack 0 things, Cabal Therapy U for Goblin Tinker, and opponent concedes. What a deck! What a deck! The clean swoop, the 5-0. That felt really good. This deck is very strong. This deck is real fucking strong. Holy smokes! What a deck! Jesus. There's a lot to this deck, but this deck is fast, man. Like, this deck can really get the job done. The clean swoop for the 5-0 with the list. And I have to say one thing is that you do have a little bit of rogue deck advantage, right? Like, the deck is very weird and there are some wild interactions going on there. So we did have a couple of opponents that maybe were not too sure what to name with 1 card, or like what to play around or something like that. So I do feel like if both players play optimally, which I'm not saying that I did, I made a ton of mistakes throughout this league, but if both players play optimally, I feel like this deck's win rate would get hit a little bit for sure. But man, like this deck has so many different little tricks and little angles of attack and little pivots that you can take, and it gets the job done quick. It really gets the job done quick. It does have a little bit of like modern Grishol brand or like modern like Glorious Vengeance kind of vibes, in terms of you're kind of going all in on your combo and you are doing like a bunch of things in weird timings, and you are just like getting through the finish line with a big dude. So I like it. I like it a lot. I was surprised of how many times I just went for the Dreadnought kill and it worked. It does feel like a pretty significant amount of decks are really struggle with the Resolve Dreadnought, which is why I've been so happy with the blue-white Dreadnought list that I've been playing in the playoffs and stuff. But yeah, deck very strong. Honestly, like a masterpiece in deck building. Flint really knocked it out of the park with this one. It doesn't surprise me that it took down the event. But there's so much play to this deck. There are so many tiny details, and I just had an amazing time playing it. So hopefully you enjoyed it as well. If you did, make sure you let me know in the comments down below while you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you would like to support the content, again, you can do so in a multitude of different ways. While you're using TCG Player or Mana Traders' services, if you're using the link in the description down below, you're supporting the channel in a direct way that doesn't cost you anything at all. And you can also sign up through Patreon, and through you can make direct donations. And also, if you're interested in coaching, I can help you out with that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, folks. Man, this format is, I love it. See you in the next one.